Rose Opal Knits, our knitting and other craft podcast.
I'm Daphne.
And I'm Erica.
This is episode 29. I was supposed to say that.
So, hello and welcome. If you're returning, we're happy to have you here again. And if you're new, we hope you stick around and you like what you see. And you can consider subscribing and leaving us a comment. We love your comments. And so today we have knitting and cross stitch to show. No crochet.
I haven't been in the crochet mood.
Yeah.
Even though I bought a new hook.
Yeah. I bought a new hook too, and I haven't been in the crochet mood. So, but we're going to go ahead and start with finished objects. We both have a couple. And you want to go first?
Sure, I only have socks.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about these first because I want to put them on. But anyways, so I have hair on my socks.
Oh no.
Anyways, so these are my socks. I started them a while ago. I don't know when. But they're just... I forgot what I was going to say. They're just plain vanilla slipper socks. So they're a worsted weight yarn. It's Lion's Brand Basic Stitch yarn.
Is that a 100% acrylic yarn?
Something like that. I don't remember. I bought it for my mom's birthday last year. And I had enough yarn to make myself a pair of real shorty slipper socks.
Did you make her a pair of
Yeah, I
slipper
made
socks?
her a pair.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But then I casted these on, finished the first sock, and then casted on the second sock, and didn't finish the second sock. So I was done with the ribbing in this sock, but then I finished the rest of it. Since the last time I showed it, I think. So. But like I said, just super simple, vanilla slipper sock with a heel flap and gusset and a wedge toe. So. And it was on a US 4 too. I mean, there's not really much to say about them. So. Those are my
They look
socks,
like they're going to be cozy.
I know, I want to put them on.
Go ahead, put them on.
I know, I was going to. I was just saying.
Do you want me to show something while you're putting them on? Okay.
So
I have a fully finished object, an FFO as they call it in the cross stitch community. So if you've seen our episodes, you will remember this piece. It's Coffee First by Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread, I believe. And I changed the colors to more represent me because I love a lot of primitive designs, but primitive colors aren't my color family, I guess you would say. And actually, I don't even know if that's considered primitive. I don't know, but but anyway, so I changed the colors to more represent myself. And then I thought I would finish it, to put in the kitchen, but we really don't have space in the kitchen to put any kind of decorations, actually. Because if we do, my houseplants are there. And but so I was looking through an older edition of Just Cross Stitch magazine. It's the, that's why I have, right here. I have notes. Just Cross Stitch Magazine, August 2020. I have a digital subscription. And I was just flipping through one night and I saw this in the magazine, and then it gave the instructions on how to turn your finished cross stitch into a pocket on a canvas tote bag. And I thought, I can do that. Theirs is a little bit more fancy because they put like some edge stitching that I did not. But so I purchased a canvas tote from Amazon, and it came in the normal natural canvas color, and I dyed it with pearl gray, about a capful in about 4 quarts of water with some salt, and this is the color it turned out. And then I used, per the instructions in the Just Cross Stitch magazine, I used fusible interfacing. I think that's what it said to do. Whatever, yeah, it's like, see right there. And then I used fabric tape. And
so it's not sewn on?
It is not sewn on.
Oh, I thought you sewn it on.
It is fabric tape that I've made a permanent bond with using the iron. I think that's how it works. Yeah, so it's a nice little pocket. I can stick my cell phone in there, but my cell phone sticks out a little bit. But I Love it. I think it's a great idea. I wouldn't finish all my cross stitch like this, especially some of them on the thinner linens. But this is a thick, I think it's Charles Craft Evenweave that I dyed, and it's thicker. It's a more hardy fabric, so I thought that would be perfect, and I love it. So now I have a new project bag. So there's that. And you want to show one?
Yeah, I only have this one left. Okay. That's it. But anyway, so these are not going to look perfect on sock blockers, but because they're Holden socks.
Oh yes, they're
and they're fully done. Okay, so it's on one of these sock blockers, flipped this way.
Oh.
And it still doesn't fit on it. But anyway, so it's like a normal size woman's sock blocker, but flipped. So this is actually where the foot's supposed to be, and this is
that's the leg
portion.
Leg. Mm-hmm.
So, and it doesn't want to stay right. But anyway, so both of them are done. See, like they don't want to stay. Mm-hmm. But anyways, so they're just, again, plain vanilla socks, and it's a fingering weight yarn. It's Patons Kroy in the Woodsie colorway, I think, is the main color. And then the toe is Scout.
Yeah.
Its colorway is Scout.
Mm-hmm.
Or Sprout. Sprout, because the other one is Scout.
I don't know. I don't remember. It's a knit crate we got last year.
It's a knit crate, but the colorway is Sprout. It's like the February knit crate. So, I mean, it matches pretty well. I mean, you can tell on that one that it's a different yarn. Mm-hmm. But he hasn't worn them yet. And it is just a heel flap and gusset with the wedge toe. But his wedge toe,
heel flap.
Yeah, his wedge toe, I only decreased to 24 stitches on each.
He didn't want it too pointy, yeah.
Well, he's got kind of like
blocky feet.
Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention in the beginning, we put our notes in the description box below, so.
And I cast it on 80 on a US 2 for these socks, so. Yeah, that's all.
So you are finished with the gigantic socks.
It took so long to do these, man. It's a huge feat.
And I have another cross stitch FFO. So I think I showed this last episode. And I will actually pop in a picture from that where I was. But I finished it, and there was lots of back stitching, and I did all the back stitching, and I changed the verse. Will you hold this for a minute? I changed the verse because I don't know, it just didn't resonate with me, I guess. So it's a Dimensions Gold Collection Petites. And the original is the rebirth of nature awakens all of the senses. I mean, yeah, it's fine, but I don't know. I just thought, I don't really like that.
What did you put on it?
I put Psalm 96, line 1, "Oh, sing to the Lord a new song." So, and like I said, I originally bought this to give it to my sister-in-law, and she will appreciate that. So, and actually I've sent her a picture of it finished, and she loved it. So, at least she said she did. I don't think she's going to lie to me.
Did she actually decide on that frame?
Yes.
Okay.
I bought a 2-pack of these frames from Amazon, and one came with the darker wood color on the interior and with the lighter trim, and the other one was the lighter wood on the interior and the darker trim. So I put it in both frames, sent her a picture, and let her pick which one she wanted, and because it looked good in both. But
I liked it in the other one.
But she picked this one. So there's that. I used all the used all the kit floss and the kit Ada, which I think is 16 count Ada. So I'm happy with that. And I'll stick that here. I don't want to put it on the floor.
How many works in progress do you have?
I have 3 knitting and 1 cross stitch.
Okay, you start then.
Okay.
I only have 3 altogether, and one of them I'm ripping out anyways.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and start with cross stitch because I'm in the cross stitch frame of mine. So I will pop in a before picture of where I was the last time I showed this. Will you hold it for me? Because I have to read my notes. So this is a little pattern out of Just Cross Stitch magazine. It is called Pick of the Patch by Belinda Carls Nace of Blue Ribbon Designs. and it's from Just Cross Stitch October 2020. And I am using 36 count R&R Liberty Gathering Gray. And I used 3 of the called for colors in the pattern, and the rest I subbed out for what I had on hand. And that information will be in the box below. But I'll pull these out and just show them real quick, even though they are a hot mess right now, as they tend to be. But, so, see, like I said, hot mess. But anyway, there they are, all twisted together, and I think they'll look good. And I did make some changes, so I'll put this back. Where is it? Here's my Kindle again, and real quick I'll pull up. Here it is. So here's what the finished piece is supposed
to be bright enough, I don't think. Just kidding. It did not look bright at all.
That's what the finished piece is supposed to look like. But as you can see, I decided not to do jack-o'-lanterns for the pumpkins, because I don't know, I don't really carve pumpkins. Like, we have pumpkins to decorate in the fall most years, but I don't ever carve them. So I just wanted like regular pumpkin.
If you carve them too, like if you have it as a jack-o'-lantern, then it's like Halloween. Whereas if you just have pumpkins,
it's more
fall.
Yeah, I can leave it out through Thanksgiving.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could, but it's like everyone's like, "Hey, it's Christmas time. Why you got Halloween decorations still up?"
Yeah, well, I mean, like with the regular pumpkin though, I can leave it out through Thanksgiving. But so anyway, that's where I am, and I am enjoying stitching that, and hopefully I'll finish it soon. But I do have plans to start another cross stitch this afternoon, so we'll see.
Okay, I'll talk about what this is.
Okay.
Okay, so I was gonna surprise Holden and knit him a hat. It's the Sockhead Slouch hat, and I don't have my tag. I don't know where it went. I lost it. But anyway,
did you?
Yeah,
oh.
I don't know how to do it. But anyway, so I bought this yarn for my birthday in DC when we went, and it is I don't remember the brand, but like it'll be below. But it's called Hagrid, Rubeus Hagrid from Harry Potter, and he was like, "Oh, I want a hat out of that." So I was like, "Okay." So I was going to surprise him, make it for Valentine's Day. And then I started knitting it, and I noticed that there's a lot more pink in it than I thought. I mean, there's not that much. But for him, I thought it was a little too much pink. So then I was like...
Well, you asked him, right?
Yeah, I wasn't going to tell him that it was a hat for him.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was like, no, that's too much pink. But then I was like, maybe it's not. Like, I mean, you can see the pink on that side more. But he doesn't like neutrals with pink. So I was like, okay. But so I asked him one night, I was like, okay, I gotta tell you, because I need your opinion. And he's like, what? No, why? And I was like, because I don't know if you'll actually like it. He's like, no, don't tell me. And I was like, just let me tell you. Anyways, and then I told him, I was like, I was gonna knit you a hat by Valentine's Day for your present. And he's like, oh, why? Well, why'd you tell me that? I was like, because I don't know if you're gonna like the yarn. Like, let me finish. But so I showed him it, and he's like, I like it, but I think you'll like it more as socks. Because he knew I was originally gonna make socks out of it, but I was knitting him the hat because he also liked the yarn. So I started it, and this is gonna get ripped out. It's like barely anything done, but
it's looking up pretty.
It is really pretty.
And he's not opposed to pink. They had matching light pink tennis shoes for a little while there, but I could see why he would say.
He just didn't like it as much as he thought he would.
I think those colors are a little bit too neutral up against his light hair and his light skin tone.
Yeah, so I'm gonna rip this out, and I ordered him a new yarn. So one day I was looking at yarn for him because he wanted a hat, and I thought I could find some, and I did. I found an anime yarn. So the anime name is My Hero Academia. We watched it all the way through, I think. We might not have. It might not be dubbed all the way, and I can't read subtitles. But anyway, so we were watching this, and it's a superhero anime. And the main character's name is Deku. There's a Deku yarn. So I ordered the Deku yarn, and I'm still waiting for it to come in. So I'm gonna use that yarn for a hat instead. But it's gonna be the same hat, so you'll see it again. Oh, but it's in my new Molly Klein bag. It's just hands holding a glow, like the world. I thought it was cute for Holden. It's not his bag. He's got a Harry Potter bag, but for a hat, I figured it was cute. So.
Yeah, and that was like, if he saw the Harry Potter bag, he'd know you were knitting something for him.
So I put it in a different bag. So
you want me to show something?
yeah, sure.
Okay. So I think I showed this last episode. I am knitting these socks for my son Thomas. They are Regia yarn 6-ply, which is the DK weight, and it's just a color number. I think it's 06207, and they don't look like that picture. But that is the tag that came with the yarn. So here they are. I'm knitting them 2 at a time, but not on the same needle. I just took them off of the 2 at a time needle. So I think the last time I showed him, I did the slip stitch heel, turned it, and picked up for the gusset, and I had cast on the second one, and it wasn't even joined in the round yet. It was just cast on. So I knit the sock through the heel and the turn, picked up for the gusset, and put them on 2 at a time on this needle to do magic loop 2 at a time. And I did that through the gusset, but then I decided that this cable wasn't long enough. I mean, it is long enough. Like it was working. It just wasn't long enough for me. So it was kind of irritating. I kept feeling like the sock was going to like come off the end. So I put them back. I put one back on the 9-inch circular and kept the other one on the magic loop. And now what I'm doing is knitting a wide stripe, a blue or a green, and then the red stripe, and then going to the other one and knitting a wide stripe with the red. And so I'm just going to work them that way for now. But hopefully they'll finish soon because Thomas says his feet are freezing. So
Holden told me that earlier too, and I was like, you can wear them after the podcast. Leave me alone.
So if I probably will finish them before the next podcast episode. I will probably just go ahead and give it to him and either get them back from him or pop a picture in just to say like, hey, I did finish them. But and because he wants to wear them to bed so his feet don't freeze in the middle of the night. It's really not that cold in our house, but he says his feet are cold.
He's always complaining about his cold feet when he's sleeping.
Yeah. And then I'm going to cast on a pair of socks for my husband because he climbed into bed the other night and said, I love those socks you knit me another pair. So he's ready for his second pair.
Okay, well I'm going to show this bag first because it's also new. It's from Noble Character Crafts, and it's just striped on, well, like zigzag stripes on the inside. But anyway, so like I did a lot with my other Noble Character Crafts bag, I have a bunch of socks in here, but I only started one new sock and didn't work on anything else. So this sock, it's hard to see the pattern. It is kind of like a lacy pattern in there.
Is that from your...
it is from my 52 weeks
of
socks.
socks.
The book,
yeah.
The book that I got from her birthday, and it is on my Make 9. It is like something. It's Lumme, so I don't know how you pronounce it, but that's the name of the sock pattern. Okay. And I didn't realize that at the time. This pattern was actually meant for a toe-up sock. And I don't do toe-up. I do cuff down. Yeah. So I did it, and so I flipped the pattern. It's so hard to see that. But, I flipped the pattern and did it that way. So, and I didn't want to add any stockinette to it before the heel flap, so I just did the pattern, the heel flap, and I just finished the gusset. So now it's just going to be stockinette the rest of the way, and then a wedge toe. But it's really pretty. This is for my mom's cousin. I think this is the person I bought the yarn for. But yeah, so it's really hard to see it, so. I mean, even in the picture, though, of the book, it's kind of hard to see it. And the yarn is Knit Picks Hawthorne. So here's my cake. It's really pretty. But I don't remember which one's which. Hold on. This is Silverton Tonal Hand Paint is what it's called. So there's the tag for it. But yeah, that's all I have done with socks though right now.
Yeah, okay. Well, you finished two, so.
I know, I finished 2.
Uh-huh.
And I started another one, so.
So on my Make 9, if I remember to while I'm editing, I'll pop in a picture of Daphne's Make 9.
Oh,
so the sock one?
Slouch hat is on the third Make 9.
Oh, that's right. You made a third Make 9.
Yeah, I made another one.
And on my Make 9, I have a picture of mittens. So I cast those on, and this is the first one. I am using this yarn, which is Liquid Candy Mystery Confection from Candy Shop Yarns. It's the Tweed DK, and it's very pretty. I love it.
I really like it.
It's nice and soft too. So this is what I have so far. Not much. I have tons of stitch markers on here. Oh my goodness. Yarn is attached to my bag. So it's kind of pulling that, as you can see. I've got tons of stitch markers. And it's because the pattern is, it's a free pattern on Ravelry. And I actually found this pattern when my friend Julie and I were trying to figure out what she should do with some of her yarn stash. And then I was like, oh, but I really like those mittens. And it's a free pattern. So she's supposed to knit herself a pair as well. But anyway, the pattern is written for double pointed needles. So she says at the beginning of the pattern, if you're not using double points, if you're doing magic loop or a small circular, to put markers for each of the needle separations so you know what you're supposed to do on which needle. Well, then you do that. You start out doing that. You know, I've got my beginning of round marker, and then I have my needle separation markers. Then when you start, if I stop moving it, you'll see. Then when you start the lace pattern, she tells you to add more markers for the lace pattern.
I could not.
And it's an easy lace pattern. Actually, all these markers make it so easy because I have.
I'm sure it does.
I have different markers, and at the top of my printed pattern, I wrote which marker was for what, so I would not get confused. And it's actually been really easy. So I think this is going to fly off my needles too.
I didn't make mittens. I haven't at all.
But anyway, I'm really liking this. But I just haven't spent a lot of time on it. But every time I knit it, I go, I really enjoy knitting this. So there's that. Oh, and I didn't tell you what needle I'm using. I think it's a US 6. Move the glasses. Yep, Chalgu US 6 4mm needle.
Okay. My last work in progress is my campfire cozy by it's Floss Tricot. That's how you say it. But anyways, so it's kind of hard to show because I don't have a long enough cord at all. But anyways, so I finished the lace part, which was like the worst thing ever. Wasn't the worst thing ever. I just don't like lace. Okay, so I was there, and kind of hard to actually see it because that's so big. But anyways, I was all the way up here, right? So I knit. It's so hard to show you this. But anyway, so it's knit all the way down to there, and I started the garter section. So I'm like 8 rows in the garter. So, and there's 46 rows of garter. And increasing along. So you increase either 4 or 2 every single row. So it's gonna be huge and hard, even harder to show next time I show it probably, because I'm probably not gonna get it done. But the yarn is this yarn. It's Lions Brand Woolies in the Rose Heather colorway, something like that. But I'm on my 3rd ball now, so I think it calls for like 7. But I think my gauge is a little tighter because it doesn't seem as big as it did in the pictures. But I know that's not.
Well, it's not blocked yet.
It's not blocked, but it's not gonna grow that much.
Because it has acrylic. It'll grow some.
Yeah, no, I just mean this yarn doesn't grow very much, even if I steam it. If I steamed my Weekender too.
Yeah.
Doesn't grow very much.
Okay.
But
if it was wool, it would.
Yeah.
Superwash wool, it would.
Yeah. No, it won't grow
What
much.
needles are you using?
Using a US 10, which is a 6mm needle. So, yeah. I just used the called for needle. I should have probably actually gone up a needle.
Because both of us are tighter knitters.
Yeah. Well, I normally need to go up.
Not super tight, but...
I normally need to go up 1 or 2 needle sizes when I knit something. So, I just knit it. It was a shawl, so I was like, whatever. It's okay. It's already supposed to be big. I'm sure it'll be big enough anyways.
So, actually, can you hand me that book down there?
The Japanese.
Because that goes along with this pattern.
Yes, I always wanted this book.
Yeah.
Before I actually started knitting.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You wanted it even before you started?
I wanted it because I thought it would teach you how to knit.
Oh, no, it's just stitch patterns. Yeah.
Is that the page you need?
Yeah, but I can't show it because of the charts, but...
I just want to look at it.
Yeah. So... I am a member of Knit Crate, or whatever you call it, subscriber of Knit Crate, and usually I, here recently, have been skipping months because I don't really actually need any more yarn, but I forgot to skip January. So I was sent January, charged as I should have been, and sent January's yarn. And it came in the mail, and actually I really like it. It's a pretty color, and it's very soft. Take this stuff out. And I actually caked it up immediately. So this is the yarn. I think it's Aldine Wools by Knit Crate, Haze. And the colorway is Dusk. It's a 70% superwash merino, 20% kid mohair, 10% silk. It's bulky, maybe? 120 yards for 100 grams. So I'm not sure what that is.
Probably bulky.
But it's got that sheen to it, and it's really soft. So I immediately caked it up and decided that I wanted to knit a cowl out of it, and I looked for a very short period of time for a cowl before I went, you know what, I could just probably look in one of the stitch dictionaries I have and find something. So I looked in here and I found a lacy leaf pattern. They're not, the stitch patterns in this book aren't named, they're numbered. And I call it lacy leaf. And I found it and I worked it out for a cowl. So this is what I've done so far. I'm knitting the cowl flat and I'm going to seam it up the back. I'm going to leave some of it open so that it goes a little bit wider down here, and then, you know, close it up so it fits a little bit snugger up here. So this is a little over half of the lace pattern right now. And I think it's pretty. I think it's knitting up really well. And I think it's a good color for a cowl for me.
Is it going to bother you though with the
mohair? I hope not. I hope not. But anyway, so I've been enjoying knitting this too.
This would be a really nice yarn for a magnolia.
Yeah.
With the feel of it. My goodness.
And but so there it is. And I hope to have this done too. So my goal now that are we done with the whips?
Yep. I only have my one bag to show. That's it.
Oh, okay. So I didn't say anything. Okay. So the needles I'm using are large. They are US 10.5, which is 6.5 millimeter. And what was I going to say? Oh, so my goal for the next 2 weeks, because we should record a video every 2 weeks, is to finish all 3 of these projects I have on the needles. I'm going to do it. I might not do it, but I'm going to try. And I've done some knitting on my black tweed cardigan, but I'm not going to show that because
it's just stockinette right now anyways, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'll show it to you when there's like something you can, you know, be interested in seeing it when it's done. But so that's all of that. And then
do you have any new things or no?
Yes.
Okay.
I do have some new things. Do you want me to go first?
Okay, I only have this, so I'll just show this real quick. Anyway, so I waited a month to get my bag.
It was coming from Canada.
Yeah, it's coming from Canada. It's Daphne Collections. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it. But so I found this bag, and it's super cute.
It is cute.
And then she does like this little detailing up at the top.
Can you
it's
see that?
So pretty.
It's like a
Yours
van.
had one too. This is the same brand that I bought her for Christmas. But but I'll just show you what's in this real quick. I have not worked on it, but it's my Cozy Classic Raglan. I think I knit a row on it. That's it. And that's why I didn't show it, but it's here in the bag. So, and all the yarn fits perfectly in there. So
that's nice.
It does. It like fits like really good in there too. So, I mean, the whole sweater won't really fit in there when I get to
the yarn with the sweater once you're knitting.
Yeah, I mean it might because it's a fingering weight sweater, but oh, and I love the strap. It's like so thick. Like I feel like a lot of them are really thin, and I always feel like they're gonna break if I actually use them. Like some of them kind of feel like ribbon more so than anything else. Yeah.
I think some of my project bags are ribbon.
I mean, like this one's not one of the thin ones like I was thinking about, but like this one's thinner than the other one, but it's not like a ribbon. It's
Is that
like,
Molly Klein?
Yeah, it's one of the Molly Klein ones.
It
like,
is a ribbon though. I think it's like that. Yeah, it is like a thicker ribbon.
So I mean, they're not terrible. It's just I like the really thick ones because I know it's not going to break on me.
I didn't talk about my bags at all.
Randomly. I love my bags. Yes.
I do too, but
the only one I didn't talk about is this one, but I always talk about it.
Yeah, and then my other two bags that my other projects were in, since we're talking about bags, and I forgot to mention mine, were they're both from Mountain State Stitches. So, but we keep a list of where we buy our project bags in the description box.
You'll have to add these two.
I think I have added her, but if not,
oh
I
yeah,
will.
You probably would have because of the one, unless you added native fibers instead, because it's where I bought it from.
Yeah, I might have done that.
Yeah, but it's her collection actually. That's why. But my new bags are these two, the beavers and the polka dotted one.
So I wanted to show this. This is the fabric tape that I used for the pocket for the cross stitch, and it is it's double-sided and it is removable, but it says not here. It says in the maybe. I think I read somewhere that it said that it bonds permanently once you iron it, which is what I did. And I mean, without like giving the pocket like this, angry pull like to try to rip it off. Like it's bonded well. So I had bought, I don't think I put it in here, but at the same time I purchased that from Amazon. I also purchased Eileen's. She does the tacky glue that a lot of the cross stitchers use for their fully finished objects. She has a double-sided glue tape, and I went to use that first because that's a permanent bond. I mean, it says it like all over the packaging, like permanent bond. Did you hear someone fall or something?
It sounded like someone fell.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Mason.
Oh.
I didn't know. No, Holden's down there. It's okay.
All right.
Got him. I just didn't know what was happening. There was a lot of noises happening though. And I was like,
So I went to use it first, the Eileen's glue, double-sided glue tape or whatever it is, and I couldn't get it off my fingers. Like I was like, oh, there is no way I am not using this. I'll get it all over the canvas, all over the floss stitch, the Evenweave. So you decided to use this Scotch fabric tape instead, and it was real easy to work with.
I feel like a tape would be easier than a glue anyway. I don't like glue.
And I can't sew. I mean, I can sew. I can like hand sew. I can like fix holes and things or seams like if they rip and stuff. But I could hem something, but it probably wouldn't be real pretty. So but I can't use my sewing machine at all. So I have one. It was given to me, but. So here, I'll show this first. So I have a little bit of cross stitch haul. I finished that Dimensions Gold Petite Kit, and I enjoyed it so much I decided to buy another one from Amazon. So I bought this one, and I think it's pretty. And I don't know when I'll start it, but
I like the colors in there.
I do too. And I also bought this pattern. That I'm going to start soon. I'll take it out. I should have taken it out of the package first. But it is by October House Fiber Arts, and it is called, oh my word, I can't get it out. It is called Knit Every Day. And I thought, well, I cross stitch and I knit, so I have to have that. So I bought that from 123 Stitch. And I didn't want to just buy a pattern from 123 Stitch, so I bought some fabric too. This is 32 count vintage Stormy Night Lugana. So.
Didn't you dye one that kind of looks like that?
No, I haven't dyed any gray ones. I had a blue one and a green one.
Oh, but it kind of had like that look to it, right?
Like that swirly modeling look, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was like a scarf skin, something like that.
And then I finally got my December skein club from Color and Cotton. And these are the 3 colors I got, and they are so pretty. So that is Petal, Everest, and Nightshade. And I think she must be catching up. She had a lot of things that were running late, but she must be catching up because the January colors should be here Monday or Tuesday or something. And then one last cross stitch thing. So Forbidden Fiber Co. She was a knitter and a yarn dyer, and then within the last year she still dyes yarn for knitting. But she's gotten heavily into cross stitch. You make me want to sit up straight. I'm slouching.
I felt like I was slouching.
And she has started a floss tube. I think she's like on episode 5 or something. And I started watching her, and I decided to place an order with her shop. So I bought this flat fabric, and what is it? It is called Forest Fairy Belfast 32 count Belfast linen, and that's not what. But anyway, you see it. It's very pretty. It has some pinks to it, but I don't know if that was showing on the camera. And then I bought 2 of her cotton flosses, Chalkboard and Blue Cedar. So just neutrals. But, and then so Yarnberry. This is yarn. I'm going to show. Yarnberry is doing monthly mystery skeins from the Hunger Games, and if you've watched us regularly, you'll know that I've got like the last several months. So this is January's. So if you haven't got it yet because the mail is running behind, then you don't want to look if you want to be surprised. And this is, but I got mine fairly quickly this time. So this one is, like I said, January, and it's Caesar Flickerman, and I'm going to hold it up now. And it's so pretty. So this is the color, and then this is the extra, because she always includes an extra, was this mini skein. And I think it's so pretty. So I now have, 5 skeins?
Yes.
Of the Hunger Games sock yarn, mystery skeins. And I have decided that I'm going to use 4 of them in a faded cardigan sweater. And then the 5th pair, the first one, actually, which was called the Reaping, right?
It was called the Reaping, but I don't know if it was the first one.
Yeah, it was the first one. I'm going to knit socks out of that one. So, and I'm probably not going to get any more Hunger Games skeins, even though I want to. I just don't need any more.
Well, so 4 of them went together. They were like bright colors, but then the Reaping,
Speckling,
or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
That one was a little bit darker. Like, I think it was on a gray base, right? Like a grayish, purpley base.
Yeah.
And then those ones are all on white bases with like speckling.
Speckling, yeah. So, but anyway, so I think they'll look good together in a cardigan. But, so that's it. That's all I've got. And
I'm tired, apparently. I don't feel tired, but I keep yawning.
I feel like I had something I wanted to say. Now I can't remember what it was. It's in the afternoon for us. And actually, I always mean to say this in the beginning, and I never do. So you've made it this far. This is Saturday, February 13th at 4:27 in the afternoon is when we're recording this, in case you're interested. I heard when I was watching, I think I was watching FlossTube, or maybe it was a yarn podcast or knitting podcast, and somebody said, I really like it when they say the date when they're recording. I was like, I've never thought about it, but I guess some people would like that.
We sometimes say it.
Mm-hmm. So then other
we
times
say
we
it
don't.
randomly.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, some people always talk about the weather, too, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, that's fun. So we've had snow.
Oh, my goodness. Mason's birthday was last weekend.
Yeah,
so he turned 2, and it snowed so much. It's still the snow from his birthday outside.
Mm-hmm.
So, it snowed a lot. It was supposed to be, like, what? Like, so I heard 3 to 5 inches, and then, like, something to 8 inches.
Yeah.
So, we got quite a bit of snow that day.
Mm-hmm.
So
It has snowed twice since we recorded the last episode. Yeah. And the
but
kids,
like all melted the first time, and then it snowed again.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the day after it melted.
Yeah. So the kids have loved it. But they gave Mason one of his birthday presents a day early because it was outside. It was a swing.
Well,
a
we
new
gave it to
swing
him
for
on
the swing set.
Friday.
Uh-huh. Oh, his birthday was on Sunday.
Yeah, we gave it to him on Friday because I was like, what's the weather supposed to be like this weekend? Like, what if it's supposed to be really bad?
Rain or
something?
snow, yeah.
So I was like, maybe we should give it to him early.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was supposed to be like a wintry mix, actually.
Mm-hmm. But it was big snowflakes and quite a bit accumulated. Not a lot. It was like maybe 4 inches, 5 inches.
Yeah, something like that, but still.
Yeah, so, but it looked really pretty, and the little kids have fun in it. And Daphne takes them out. I stay inside with the baby. I stay inside with Paisley, all nice and warm in the house.
Mason just walks around eating snow, and when he finishes it, he looks down, smiles at me, and says more. Or whatever. He's fine. I let my kid eat snow. Whatever.
But all right, so we will see you again in 2 weeks with our next crafty update. So thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, we appreciate it, and we love reading your comments. So we don't always respond right away, but we do read them, and we do respond eventually. But so thanks, and we'll see you later. Bye.
I thought we were saying bye.
Yeah, we are.